What is going on, my people? Welcome back to the channel. A long time so yeah, me also did miss me, but did your school busy with IA and all of them. So speaking of IA, me did post one video where asking if we go do one questionnaire. That the questionnaire did private. I may never know what, so let's go and back over to that the video there. Go down in the description, go for the go in the questionnaire, just do it. Me tell us that you don't need no personal info. Yeah, please, if you aid me, I just please. Yeah, as me I say, my laptop mash up on thing, so all of the AutoCAD tutorial, me have some whole heap of tutorial for you know. But Johnny mash up. Johnny gonna repair shop. So moving on. Thanks for waiting for me. I'm not say a long time now away from doing a video. So I do a video to address somebody's comment. So this person commented on my revealing my CXC results. If you don't see that yet, go and go look on that. Yeah. So but before I go in all of that, me have 3 people to shout out. I'm brain is so wonderful right now, so I'm write it on a piece of paper. So first more shout out Shemar. Yeah. Thanks for supporting. And Gina Persaud or I'm not sure how to pronounce that one, but I'm gonna put them on the screen. And LF Gaming. Go on over my channel, is a gaming channel. You don't know if you do and go over there. You see it. So the question what me I go answer today. Speaking of questions, I think it's tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to be going live. If I not say, me not from the start of this YouTube thing, me not really interact with me me supporter them, me subscriber them. You know, and I think that fear. So it's paper job, sorry, I forgot. Yeah, as me as I think that fear because if you interact with me supporter them. And I today I don't go live, but me never go live before upon no platform, like literally. So when me go in and they go live, something to tell me say take 24 hours to activate the live. So probably tomorrow I'm gonna do the live or whatever, but tune in for live. I'm gonna make ask me questions, anything when you want to ask me. When you ask me, I'm gonna answer it on spot. So I don't have no time for make up no lie, you see it. So when I ask it on spot, I'm gonna answer the question on spot. You see it. Alright. Yeah, back to this now. So the person was asking, can you tell me how to prepare for a math CXC, or how many past papers should I work before the exam? Please. Word for it. Sorry again. The breeze, man, the breeze. As me I say word for it. You see it? My handwriting kind of bad, but me I got screenshot or comment and put it in somewhere. Probably up this or down this or somewhere in the video. So me like how she worded it. She said prepare for it. First of all, don't ever say you're going to study maths. If me hear you say you're going to study maths, you're bound to fail. You do not study maths, you practice it. Okay, now maths is one thing that everybody afraid of. Like, everybody fear maths. Maths is not a thing for you to fear. All you have to do, calm down and, you know, get your head in the game. So, what first thing we go say? First thing we want to address, know your formula them. One way that you need to prepare for an exam. Yes, them are okay. Your the formula them on the paper them usually when them give you the maths exam, the formula for everything all you step on one side and then you have all of the question them. But when me say know your formula them, if you get a worded question, you should know how to apply the formula to the question. if you don't know how to apply the formula, you just know the formula dead, so you're not going to know which formula to apply to what question. So please, you know how to apply your formula them. Yeah, you need to, yeah, that messed me up, that checked me up bad. I will like formula them did it on the front, and I was like, oh thank God, I have to memorize the formula them. But sometimes I wasn't sure which one to use for what question. Alright, so yeah, practice on the formula them, know on the formula them, know how to apply them. You guys are allowed to take calculators into the examination, so please, before the exam, buy on the calculator them, buy them, get them, thief them. Don't do that. Do not do that. Get wherever you have to get them, because trust me, you see some number where you probably are gonna work with, you need a calculator for them someday. Alright, so application of formula, that done. Now the next part that she was talking about, the past papers. Now we know that in CXC we have paper 1, paper 2, and depending if you did your SBA or not, you will do paper 3. And when I was doing CXC, they gave me a study guide. So basically, I knew the topics that were coming in section 1, in paper 1, and the topic that was coming in paper 2 are, yeah, the topics. But as for the past papers to work, let me tell you something about past papers. Every year, I'm not telling no lie, I say every single year, if I even one question them repeat of one past paper, them repeat questions. You might do a past paper, and then you go in at the exam and you look through the past paper. Don't look for the question where you're doing at the past paper and the new exam word for word. Then probably I go word it one different way, dropping a couple different number, but it did the same principle you're going to use for the question. So when it comes to past papers, I would advise you to do the most recent past paper. And we're talking about paper 1 now, so we're talking about multiple choice. We don't move on to past paper 2 yet. We don't move on to paper 2. So make it push paper 2 out of the way and talk about paper 1. Alright? Now, I tell you see the past paper them kind of help. Not tell no lie. Them help. Them did help me personally. Because me did do some past papers and enough of the question them I repeat. Like most of them are repeat question. So I advise you, yes, and the amount of past papers that you do actually has no limit. But ensuring that when you're doing those past papers, you're not just doing those past papers for the sake of doing it. What I would advise you to do, if you do, for example, you do a past paper 2019, right? And you do one that's labeled 2021. When you do this one 2019 and you do that one 2021, what I would advise you to do is good to actually compare them. Did they repeat most questions from 2019, or did they word the questions differently from 2019 onto the 2021 paper? Yeah, don't just do the past paper them so, because I know the past paper are not getting at the exam. No, CXC not that dumb. Them kind of cool, but them not that dumb. And CXC is out here to trick us, okay? Them out here to get we head. Alright, we are look for one question and you read the question. How many cat does the dog have? And you say, we never do this in a class. And when you come out of exam and somebody I tell you say, you know say that you did for the door. You know say alright if you write say dog can't have cat. Yeah, I go say Jesus Christ. Yeah. But I saw them do fit trick you. So when you see one question, I go jump, don't jump too quick. and bust your brain to do it. If you see what, as me saying at the other CXC, that they reviewing my CXC results video, when I get a paper, you skim through the paper. You always, in most cases, I'm not going to say always, in most cases, you have a buck up on one question where you do already and you know it, do that the question there first. It is better you do that question first because the knowledge just come to you quick and you just have to drop it down. Do that question first, then go to the harder one, then we're not sure about. Alright? Next week, so we talk about paper one. So yes, you can do paper one. Do paper one for maths, and I advise if you're doing math alone in CXC, focus on that. But if you're doing other subjects as well, including math, like math, English, physics, have a study plan, have a timetable. You can't just depend on 1 year so and leave your other one over there so. Because sometimes we don't know how the timetable for CXC is going to set us. Suppose you have an exam before the other. You know, say if you have equal timing for studying each subject, but if it's just math you're doing in CXC, then you can just focus on math alone. And people, I'm not go make that video you done before me say this. If you have a study plan and you say you study, hello, take a break. You can't just study. All work and no play make Jack a dull boy. So? Yeah, me a 17, me a 2 know them. Yeah, but all work and no play make Jack a dull boy. Alright? So you need to take a break. Now on to paper 2. As it relates to paper 2 past papers. How me say this now? I'm not saying I don't advise you to do them, but like how the questions for the multiple choice would have a most like would be most likely to be is most likely to be repeated. When you go to paper 2, those questions are worded questions. Alright, them change up every year. Me not gonna tell you no lie. Like me did do some paper 2 past paper, and when me going at the exam. So, as for paper 2 now, yes you can do a paper 2, but for example, as me say, you always get. I don't know if every school get it, but I think we get a study guide with the topics that will come on it. Ensure that you know about the topics, you know the principles of all the topics that you're doing. Every school have a syllabus. Don't just, every teacher is supposed to send the syllabus to them. Don't just dash for the syllabus. So go back in the syllabus, look on the specific topic, them know the principles of the topic and apply them. Paper 2, if you study paper 2 also, it's not much of a help because as me say, the paper 2 them change up every year. It's not, I don't think we get any repeated question. Like we can't think of no repeated question that we get. If you do a past paper 2, it's not going to repeat, but it probably has a similar principle. I don't know how to explain that, but for example, on the exam that I did, I try to remember the math exam because I never like the math exam at all. I get 3 in it, and like a 40% out of the entire student body with the CXC, 42 or 40 something percent out of the entire body with the CXC pass maths. Alright, I'm glad in that the 48% because if me did fail it, me wouldn't do it over. I would have to do it over, but it wouldn't be a pretty something. Alright, so as me I say, you see the paper 2 thing now. And the paper 2 we had a it was a cube and all of them someday. We can't go into details, but we got that, and I could it was on another paper, but it wasn't the same wording. For example, you have this pencil, you have this pen, and they asked you what kind of pen is this on the past paper. But when you actually go in the exam now, you will have the same pen, but then they will ask you how many liter ink this pen carry. Yeah, I saw them wicked. Them not going to give you the same question. The exact question. Don't look for that. That is not going to come on the exam. So I'm not advise you to paper for the past paper too. You can do them, but what I did, instead of just doing the past paper 2, the teacher always give us some practice questions. You know, you do that. You go over test papers, not like papers that a teacher give you, because remember, so you have to have end of term test, them little tests there. You go up and report and all of that, or you try to make up question for yourself. You know why it is good to make up question and try to do them? Because it is you're getting a better understanding, and if you should go into the exam, it's very, I would say, probably it's a great chance that they will give you a question that you would make up yourself. You don't know, you would make up and you understand the same principle as in the exam. Word them kind of twisted, you know, so I'm not sure if it makes sense. Yeah. So yeah, do paper 1. You see the past paper 1 them, the multiple choice them always repeat, always. And as we tell you, there is no limit to the past paper questions. So any amount you would like to do it. But as me say, don't just do the question them for the sake. Don't just do the past paper them for the sake of doing them. And don't go way back on 1999 past paper. Go for things like 2020, 2021. Go to 2015 and compare the papers. How much did they change from 2015 compared to 2020? Will they change such and such next year, 2022? Yeah, so that's all I have to say. I say everything I want to say. So I say, make sure you know the formula. Practice, practice, practice. You don't study maths, you practice maths, people. If you try to study maths, you will get where the duck get. I'm gonna have to tell you where the duck get. Alright, yeah. I think that is it, you know. As soon as we get back my laptop, as soon as it come from repair shop, me start doing a tutorial them. Yeah. So let me just run through everything when we send another video here. Make sure you know the formula, make sure you know the principles of the formula, make sure you know how to apply the formula. Yes, you do paper 1. The paper 1 them, the multiple choice them always repeat. Every year them repeat. As for paper 2, you do them, yes, do them, but don't look for it to be repeated. Them not that cool. Them cablical, you know, and them always out there to trick you. So calm yourself when you're in the exam. Look at the question, like, don't read what you think, read what you see. And the questions might simpler than, trust me. You do the sexy and trust me, the questions might simpler than them look, than you think, because sometimes the principle them just right there in your face. The answer stay right there in your face. Not literal, but you get the point. The answer just did it. Alright. Anything else? No. I think that is it, people. Stay blessed, give less. My love, you know.